Yeah.
Are you
those
filming
guys,
yourself?
that is something completely
So right now,
different.
at this very second, you're filming.
Yep.
So do you want me to stop talking while you're filming?
I don't really care, to be fair.
You don't care. So I can keep talking if that's alright with you.
Yep.
Reece, are you filming?
I never did that set. Relative location. Is that
It still starts in the centre of the screen.
34 seconds in.
Does it? Right, does this make me a window? No, it won't, because there's no main method. I'm getting myself up so that I.
Oh.
I've got a massive bit of paper.
Wait, Dan's getting himself up.
Right. Hey.
Oh, resolution to the max.
Look at that. Okay, so yes. Okay.
You're not filming anymore, Reece. Depends what.
So I now have to remember everything that I just talked about in the last lesson, because that was basically a massive randomness.
Maybe you should have took notes.
Dad, could you show me your window code again? My job.
It's 4 methods in a constructor.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't remember what
Come on, Dan, it's not rocket science.
Location relative to.
Kind of is.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Oh, I can't wait. Got it.
We will probably put this on Moodle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Good.
not in the immediate future. Probably not before.
Oh, bad.
Would you just like me to send this to you?
What, your code, yes.
No, the
Video.
video.
Oh, why would I?
Starring Daniel Moody.
I was thinking
As
Ted.
Daniel Moody.
So, yeah, you should be
Try not
sort
to
of.
move.
I'm not a pro.
You should be up to where I've just got to in about 3 seconds. You have a window, yeah? That's like everything else that we've done in the previous lesson, that was just, for you guys to do something so you can understand.
Yeah.
JPanel. But as far as drawing graphics is concerned, we're not going to use JPanel, we're going to use something called Canvas because it's a lot easier. So, right. Who here knows about double buffering in graphics? No? Okay. Basically, reason why graphics in games are so smooth is because of double buffering. Yeah. So you render, say, a frame, and as that frame is being rendered, you have the next frame being prepped as it's being rendered. So, and just as this frame essentially becomes, stale and old within the very small instance in time, and a frame should render about every 17 milliseconds. That's how quick we're talking. That frame is already coming up to being rendered. So basically, put it simple, without double buffering is basically you would get the smooth animations of stuff happening, but the screen would flicker and it'd be very slow and bad. With double buffering is as you see it, things move, things walk. There's no flickering, there's no bad graphics or anything. So I think I went over the class diagram with this class where I said this is the game, this is the entity, this is the ball that's going to have an input handler and all this sort of stuff. I think I did that class diagram anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to look over that double buffering stuff was important, by the way. You can remember that. So basically what we're going to do now is I still need to test a way of because I think I found a much easier way of drawing graphics which requires to not have the massive code that we went over last time. So basically the game is going to have a couple of things, 3, 4, maybe 5 things that that the game will do. Yeah. So this game is going to it's going to open up. You're going to draw graphics. You're going to update, various entities and stuff, and then you're going to finish. So give me a method for when the game starts. Give me a method name. Give me what I would need to do. So okay. So this is how you can explain pretty much how anything works using flowcharts. I'm going to draw them really badly and break the rules and conventions of flowcharts, but it's just easier doing it this way. So the game is going to start, yeah?
It's not a flowchart. It's a circle.
So the game itself is going to start, yeah? This is why I say this isn't a crash course in flowcharts. It's really not how you do them. So the game is going to start. what will the game do once it has started?
Opening up on the screen.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I'm looking for a specific word.
Draw.
No.
No.
No, that will happen. No, because it's already been traded. All the stuff that has been initialized will have already happened at this point.
Window.
No, because that's already been set up. The game has started. Yeah.
Refresh.
Run. What I'm looking for is run. The game will start and then the game will run. Think of it in really simple terms. So what's the symbol and flowcharts for doing? Just is it a rhombus?
I think it's a square or something.
I thought it was that.
Does it really matter?
Whichever.
Okay, so yeah,
it doesn't
right.
matter.
Yeah, that's for processes.
Yeah, cool. All right. As the game is running, it's going to do two things primarily. It's going to update.
Flowchart doesn't have diagonal lines,
This is why. This is why it's not a proper flowchart, but it's much easier to explain stuff this way. So it's the game. So update is basically this entity moved from this position to that position, make it so that his position is updated. This thing collided with this, make it do whatever it does when it collides with this. And then it's also going to draw graphics or render. Render. Yeah. So, it's going to render. Does this make sense so far? If anyone is unsure, raise your hand. Okay.
Ola, what's rendering?
The image of the path moving above.
Rendering is drawing graphics. Again, simple. None of this is overly complicated. Just, yeah. If you come up with an answer and it seems that might be a bit too simple, just say it. Because it's probably right. So as it's doing this, it's going to run. And once the game is finished running the game, what's it going to do?
Restart.
Could do.
No. Or just say
Yeah,
game
it's
mode.
going to stop, basically. Just, again, simple. So it's going to stop.
Do you want to push your out for a cinematic effect?
It's going to stop. My horrible handwriting. So, who here does not understand the general idea behind this? Game's going to start, game's going to run and do two things primarily, which is update stuff and render stuff. And then once it's finished doing all that, it's going to stop. 3-step process with 2 sub-processes. Yeah? So what we're going to do now is, basically, I'm going to, so here we have, or there we have the method names, basically. So, and again, this is why I have actually done it like this. So we can now have 5 functions within this class here. One called start, one called run, one called update, one called render, and then called stop. And then you'd have, your main method to just run it itself. So what we're going to do to start with is put those 5 methods in. So we had start, we had stop, well no, we put stop at the end. We had run, we had update, we had render, we had stop. Yep. So that's as hard as that gets. You've set up, or you've forecast essentially the primary functions of the game and what it's going to do. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So the game is going to do this, and you've told it like it's going to do these. I will keep that around. So. Apparently, here first years have done the computer systems unit. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've looked at some hardware for computers. Yeah. Okay, so who here knows about threads in a processor? Or who here has heard of them? If you have not heard of a thread in a processor, raise your hand. Yeah?
Wow.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine. So, you know what a thread is, basically. It's just a task, basically, at the end of the day, layman's terms. A thread is a job that needs to be done, and the processor is that which can do it for you. The reason I talk about this is because in Java, we can declare threads, basically. And you can set up, many threads within a program so that you dedicate a thread to, entities moving. You can dedicate a thread to the pure rendering pipeline. You can dedicate a thread to anything. We're only going to use one thread because we only need one. And it's better that I teach you that, because that is, if you look at the source code for most Java, well, for some Java programs out there, although I should like to think most, a lot of them will have, they will use threads and run threads. Some programs which are programmed horribly and are really small programs will use more than one thread, but that probably shouldn't happen. Right, so we have this. So, coming out of the start method. So, the start method, we have a thread. Yeah. Who here could tell me what we basically have to do to declare and initialize a new thread? Really? So none of you guys remember about declaring and initializing an object?
Is it something equal? Something space, something equals new.
Then you start with the
If
data.
it helps it was in my main .java.
More or less.
Alright, so what do you think the something could be?
Say in this case it's Paul.
Well,
New
No,
thread.
we're talking
It's
about
even
threads.
simpler than that.
We're talking about threads.
String.
New
Or thread.
New thread.
So thread, variable name equals new thread. That is how we declare a thread object. Before we wanted to declare an object which class name was hippo, we would have hippo Steve equals new hippo. That's as hard as initializing objects gets. The fact that most of you have not remembered that from last week is kind of worrying, maybe. But so what we're going to do now is we're going to, before we declare a thread, we need to do something else. So basically, last time I showed you about, with filling in the screen, I showed you about extending JPanel, and then we had to set the background to be the color, and that was what it did, yeah? Well, basically we're going to do the same thing, we're going to accomplish the same thing, except we're going to use Canvas, and this is basically going to be the main renderer for your game. In fact, I don't know what I should do actually, because I really want to test out this method of making it easier. Because
We'll let these guys chat this up first.
okay,
Well, you're thinking, can you type like to make it easy fast?
yeah,
If you can, is the freeze thing in here?
yeah.
Control, okay.
Oopsie daisy.
Yeah, there you go. So
Cool.
you can do your thing. So guys, start implementing that, and you also want your main window class, okay? So you've got to create a window in it. You all know how to do that. You did that last lesson.
So wait, I've done this right, right?
Because that's going to make it less easy.
Are you quite done?
No.
You're looking confused.
Done. Can I help you?
No.
As you'll say, can I just take a picture of it?
So basically, you need your main, right? So your main one? Right, so class pom. Class pom name. Graphics. Right, so surely that should be in your window. Where's your window class?
Because you're looking at this, I'm going to expect a pretty damn good example from you. If you're looking at all this code now. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So you're just doing it all in one massive script.
What was the bit right out the window?
So would you say it's best to call this window window Java?
You can do it in anything you like. You can do it in different parts of your file, it's still weird.
Wait, you've made the rectangle, but you haven't. No, you filled the rectangle, but you haven't made an outline.
It's only you can work.
Are you not going to make an outline?
I don't need to.
You should do though.
Shouldn't need to. Anyway.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, so if I... So...
That should be right. So you don't have to go down here.
Seriously. Can't type today.
Yeah.
Ah.
You might change.
Oh, hello.
Sorry.
Oh.
You're scaring me. Oh, that one,
Oh wow. Whoa. Something deeply wrong when text editing is anything but instantaneous.
How did you type that fast, Ben?
Magic. It's like a ninja with a keyboard.
Is that no? What makes it worse?
Maybe you have to draw the outline first.
You don't draw an outline.
But it makes it look better if you do draw an
I'm
outline.
setting my colour, I'm filling the rectangle there.
I think that's where I've gone wrong. I think it's where I've drawn the outline, where I had like
Shouldn't do that.
should drawing the outline and filling the rectangle be two separate things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. So the outline would be dot J dot brackets something.
Oh, we'll actually reduce J panel. Oh god, errors everywhere.
Dan, Dan?
Yeah.
No, not you, Dan.
Okay.
Just Dan, Dan.
Shouldn't you do? There we go.
You need to, no.
So how often is that? How often is that ticking?
That's where it's run. So we can't get out then.
Please. Java's so slow. You getting this?
It's a bit
That's
blurry.
slow, dude. What the hell is going on?
Come on, autofocus.
Why?
Because it's stuck in the moment.
Oh wow, this is slow. This is really slow.
So we've got Dan. We've got Dan.
Painfully slow.
See if focus in there. Oh, he's probably just
Why? Oh no, it's doing it constantly. Okay.
It won't go up.
Jake, what do you think of my nickname being Nighthawk? My nickname being Nighthawk.
That's really cool.
I like it.
Next. Okay, so I now owe a massive apology to the other class because I made them write out, like I basically made them make a renderer from scratch, well a buffer from scratch, and I've just found out how to do it using built-in methods. Yeah, that's not good. I need to speak to that class. Built-in